What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez, and today I want to talk about how to deal with people who, you know, vent to you, right? And when I say people who vent to you, I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about like maybe friends or family members or the people closest to you, right? Who see you as someone they can vent to, even women that you're dating, right? And yes, this video is targeted to men. Obviously, if you're a woman watching this video, welcome. But I'm mainly targeting to men because that's the audience that I'm looking to help right now. Because I'm a man myself. I'm working on myself, and I want people to understand. Yeah, at least I understand it from a male perspective. That's really what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. So, how do you deal with family members, friends, girls that you're dating or significant others that you're dating, right? That tend to see you as a target to vent to. And listen, it's okay to every once in a while, right? Someone needs help, they're struggling. Maybe they're venting about a problem, but they're looking to solve that problem, right? That's completely fine, right? I would encourage you to help them. But I'm talking about when you're dealing with someone that every time you see them, you're like, oh, hey, how's it going, man? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, well, so and so at work. And they keep talking about the same problems that they're dealing with no, they have no intentions of coming up with a solution for the problem. They'd rather just vent to you. And I know this may sound very small and not a big deal, but if you're a man on a mission and you're working towards something, you don't have the energy and mental bandwidth to deal with other people's problems. And yeah, that's that's the first point I want to get to, and that's but you have to be able to place boundaries on people. You have to know how to place boundaries, right? You might have to just not react to it, right? If it's a text message, for example, don't respond to the text message, right? Maybe they'll get the point there. Sometimes that doesn't always work. Sometimes you need to actually tell them directly, whether it's text or in person, hey, I completely get you're stressed out, whatever, on this topic. And you just go, but I don't really have the mental capacity to hear you vent. And you could say that, and what it's going to happen. Now, you will offend. You will offend a person. You will likely offend a person. Sometimes the person will be like, oh, yeah, my bad, I'm sorry. But if they're used to venting to you, like if it's a family member and they vented to you for basically your entire life, you will offend them. You will. That person might even vent about you to someone else, that you're being a selfish a-hole, whatever it is, right? But if they're being, personally, the way I see it is if someone is venting to you constantly, right? They're complaining about their problems. They're telling you about their problems, right? But they have zero intentions of coming up with a solution. They're not even asking for a solution. They're really just venting, right? And if they're constantly doing that, what do you think that's doing to you, right? If you've read The 48 Laws of Power, a book that I reference pretty freaking often, Robert Greene talks about avoid the unhappy and unlucky. So the book is right here. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. And basically, this is an example of someone who's being unhappy and unlucky. And they're basically sharing their unhappy and unlucky energy with you, which is going to doing damage to you, right? And especially if you have a goal that's hard to achieve, that's going to require you to make sacrifices, that's going to require you to have the right mindset, it's just going to throw you off your game. It's going to make it a lot harder. It's going to be like trying to climb Mount Everest with a burlap bag full of rocks. Like it's just not going to work. It's going to be very difficult unnecessarily. So you need to cut off that dead weight. And yeah, you need to be able to place boundaries on people. And yes, this will offend people. This will make people uncomfortable. And you have to be very okay with that, right? And the way I see it is when someone's constantly venting and talking about their problems and they're expecting you to, soothe or give their emotions validations, what you need to do, I mean, I personally see it as selfish, right? They're being very selfish because they're not even thinking about the other person, what they're dealing with, what types of things that they're probably dealing with that they're not talking about to them in their own personal life, and they're basically assuming that their problems are better than their problems are more important than everyone else's problems. So everyone has to hear their problems. That's the way I see it when I meet someone like that, right? So it so you have the right to be selfish back, right? You have the right to be selfish back. And I'm not saying be selfish by being an a-hole. I'm saying be selfish by prioritizing what's right for you. And that could be your goals, that can be your well-being, that could be your mindset, right? You do what you have to do. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you to do what you have to do, but you do what you need to do, right? The first thing is really boundaries from there. And that's the thing that if you don't address this, if you don't say anything, right? The problem is, right? Especially if you've known this person for years and they see you as a person to vent to, right? And they treat you like your therapist. They treat you like you're their therapist, right? What's going to happen is they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. And it's just going to drag your energy. It's just going to kill your energy unnecessarily. And when that happens, you're basically dealing with their problems and you have nothing to do with it. And let's be honest, right? We all Everyone has to deal with their own set of problems, right? It's not like life is easier for one. Like, sure, in ways, I guess it is, but everyone has their own set of problems that they're dealing with, their own challenges that they have to figure out, right? If someone is giving you their problems, it's like you're forced to deal with someone else's problems. Like, you have enough problems in your life, man. So I recommend you really like get good at placing boundaries with people. And this is not something that's easy to do because I'm telling you, this might even end friendships. This might end relationships. This might permanently stain relationships even with family members. But you have to do it, right? If you think of the highest achievers, you think Elon Musk, when he first moved to Silicon Valley and he was starting Zip2 startup, you think he was sitting on the phone dealing with uh family drama in South Africa or friend drama or people venting to him about some nonsense? I guarantee you he probably didn't let that distract him. He probably didn't even let that near him, especially when he was in his startup phase of his business. Now he probably doesn't deal with that, but even before, he probably didn't deal with that either. So you have to really think about that, right? If you have like serious goals, you have something that you're working towards, you don't want someone else's problems to throw you off your game. It has nothing to do with you. So, yeah, if you do one thing from this video, start placing boundaries on people. I promise it will be a life changer for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm going to keep creating more. Subscribe and take care.